You guys, what's going on? How you been? It was a mess here today in New Jersey, and so instead of wasting my time, I decided to get to work on the MR2. It's a pain in the butt to work on, so if you're planning on working on your own MR2, be prepared. I know everybody says that, and it's a mid-engine car, it's a really tight place to work, but it is what it is. But long story short, it's time consuming, but it's pretty rewarding. So this is it. This is where I recorded some of it as I was working on it. So a couple things that ended up being kind of a pain. You can see the intercooler there is just in a very tight spot. The piping that I got, because I'm not using the same intercooler that the intercooler piping is for, it's a little bit short. Luckily, I have a shop right down the street that just so happens to be able to roll pipe ends and is cutting the two pieces for me. So this piece right here, from there to there, is about 1 inch too long, and then this pipe going from there to there is about 3/4 inch too long. I was able to kind of jimmy jam that thing in there, which is nice. Valve cover, as you can see, all the stuff under there is just extremely tight. So that was a little bit of a pain. I ordered the wrong spark plug wire, or I shouldn't say I ordered the wrong spark plug wire, but the spark plug wire that I ordered came in and it was wrong. So we're gonna have to wait for that. Once that all that stuff's done, down in this area is obviously the ugliest part of the car, or the engine bay. It's just a mess in there. And Racer Fabrication X is the company that I used for the shifter box, and they actually make a bunch of billet parts for in here. So what I'm going to do is probably order those up and try to clean this a little bit. That intake manifold is just god awful, but it is what it is. That's the 3S GTE 2nd gen, and there's not much I can do about that. So it is what it is. And then I also got to order just I'm probably just going to do a hard pipe between here and here with couplers as well, just to kind of give this a little bit of support too, as well as this pipe, because I don't want this leaning on the valve cover either, because it's not bolted down. And then things like the X brace that haven't come in yet. MR2 Heaven is doing their best to fabricate those and get those out. Those are pre-ordered, and then the rest of it's just going to be the transmission. Going under the car opened up a big mess of leaks. So I don't know what's leaking. I know that the valve cover gasket was obviously leaking, and that's why there was so much oil on top, and replacing the valve cover and the valve cover gasket is going to make a big difference there. But there's definitely a ton of oil under the car, so hopefully it's not something that I'm going to have to pull the engine on or drop the engine on. I think that it could possibly just be an oil pan gasket. The oil pan had a little bit of a dent in it. Car's super low, so that's a possibility too, that needs to get replaced. And then hopefully it's just going to be tuning and the fun stuff, and I can have you guys be a part of that as well. But again, big pain in the butt trying to get to things in here. Everything's just really tight. You cut yourself. Hopefully that's pretty much it. I'm gonna hopefully do motor mounts in this thing too, and trans mounts, and when I do everything else with the trans. Now I found a transmission, an LSD transmission. I think that's gonna be the route that I go, and just replace everything all at one time. Might as well. And then I just got to get the LSD axle. So it's going to be a Toyota LSD. It's not going to be anything crazy. The GTR is currently at RT Tuning. It's getting a bunch of suspension stuff done because it was rubbing a little bit on the left-hand side with those new wheels and tires. It turns out that the passenger side, which would be a driver's side on a normal sidecar, that's why I questioned it, was not rolled. So all the other fenders were rolled except for that one. But I needed to get upper control arms for the front and rear, and then we're just gonna they're giving me like a whole list of things that I'm gonna just replace as far as the suspension stuff. That's what they're known for, is their alignments, their suspension work and tuning and that sort of stuff. So I'm pretty excited about that. So that car is gonna be there for a couple more days, and then once that's done, hopefully we can speed through this, and then this one will be able to go to the shop because they're probably going to do the suspension stuff there as well. So this might go to RT tuning too. And like I said, it's going to be BC coilovers on this. I think that's what I decided on. And that's pretty much it for now. So I'll try to give you more of an update later on as things progress here. And other than that, that's it. Stay safe. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.